Have you ever been in a situation where you kind of snap at someone uncharacteristically, or you move suddenly and you have a pain that just totally comes out of nowhere and surprises you? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, which is how stress and muscle tension can be building up in our bodies without us noticing it. And it's something that I see a lot in my clients, especially who are very ambitious, who are very high achievers, who have a lot on their plate and they're juggling a lot. What I find is a lot of times these people don't feel stressed per se, and they don't feel tight, but then something happens and they realize, oh, wait, I must be responding to this because I'm stressed. Or a pain kind of comes out of nowhere and they're like, that's weird. Why would I have that pain? Another way that it shows up is I get clients coming in for their monthly maintenance sessions and they're like, yeah, I don't feel too bad. Like, I haven't really had any aches or pains, anything like that. And then we either take them through the movement tests and they realize that their movement's really restricted and they're not able to move the way that they would expect to. Like they maybe can't raise their arm up over their head very far. Or they try to turn their head to their left and all of a sudden they can't go any further than that. Or I get them on the table and there's loads of tension in their muscles and they're really surprised. So I wanted to talk today about why that happens and some things that you can do, some practices that you can put in place to try and decrease how much that happens. So let's jump right in. So the first thing to just address is to be aware that it happens. It happens. We put stress in our bodies, we tense up, we develop muscle tension, and we don't notice. Now, why does that happen? So I have a theory on this. I don't know what is backed up by, if anything, but just based on my observations. I think that at some point in our life, for people that this happens to, because it definitely happens to me a lot, where I don't even realize that I'm stressed or I don't even realize that I'm tight until I try to do something or until I get a massage and I'm like, wow, I feel so much lighter than I did. I had no idea that I was carrying so much tension. And I think it's because, especially when we're people who are very high achievers and very ambitious and manage a lot, our bodies are kind of like, okay, I get it. I need to manage this on my own. I won't bother you. At the end of the day, our body is always trying to support us, even if we have chronic pain or issues. I always like to say it's our body and us against the chronic illness, against the pain, against the whatever. Our body wants to be one of our supporters. And so if we are managing a lot, or if we're doing a lot, or if we're very forward focused, it's very normal for our bodies to almost be like, okay, cool, I'll hold down the fort. I won't bother you unless it's really serious. And so then we just unconsciously put our stress into our bodies and put our tension into our bodies. Because side note, I don't know if you know this, but when we are stressed, our bodies unconsciously tense up. And that is a quote from the American Psychological Association that I found when I was creating my neck and shoulder pain course for desk workers. So when we are stressed, we tense up unconsciously. We can hold our breath unconsciously. That tension over time. Oh, and then another fact about stress is that when we don't get enough sleep, we don't get as much relaxation as if we do. And you can find that information in the book, Why We Sleep. I think it's Matthew Syed. I'll put a link to that into the description. So often when we're really busy, we're not getting enough sleep. So we're not getting the full relaxation benefits of sleep. We're often not taking great care of ourselves, not connecting to our body, not really being aware of going on. And our body's just chugging along in the background, right? Like, okay, I will do this. Now, what usually happens with that is either you end up going for some sort of body work or some sort of relaxation, and then it enters into your mind, right? You take that space for yourself and your body goes, oh, here's an opportunity for me to tell you everything that's going on. One of the things that we commonly see in our maintenance clients is people will show up on the day of their session and be like, I was totally pain-free all month. And then this morning, I've got these 3 tweaks. And it's almost like the body's like, oh, you have an appointment today. Let me tell you what you need to work on, which I think is awesome and kind of adorable for our bodies to be like, I'll hold on to this all month, but then when you have your massage, I'll let you know what needs to be done. The other thing that we can do is we can build connecting to our body time into our life. Now, this can be really hard for a lot of people. Number one, if we feel like we have so much going on that it's almost impossible to find 5 minutes for ourselves. And I'm actually doing another video on that, about making the decision to give ourselves time. And when that's done, I'll put that in the description below. When we start to regularly connect with ourselves, we are giving our body an opportunity to tell us what's going on before we snap, so to speak. And so if we don't end up having a regular relaxation, massage, body time, and if we're not connecting to ourselves regularly, the third way that it will often come up is that we will find out about what we're carrying at the most inopportune time. And that's what I really would like people to avoid. And that's kind of one of the points of this video, is to just say, I know it can sound a little bit like, even though you're not in pain and even though you're not feeling anything, you might still have issues, right? It can be like, but if I'm not in any pain, why would it be a problem? But if we're of the type of person who is unconsciously putting stress in our body and unconsciously building tension without realizing, if we don't take the time to connect it, we will end up having it at inopportune times when we're working on a big deadline, when we're playing with our kids and throw our back out. So building in that connection with your body is really useful and really important. Now, one of the things that I'm doing, I am going to be speaking at a conference, Spring Changing the Face of Business, that I'm really excited about. And if you run a business or you have a side business, or even if you're a leader in an established corporate environment, I think this is a really great conference to go to. There's a lot of wellness stuff around managing yourself and taking care of your body and time management. There's also stuff around building an inclusive and powerhouse team, being aware of microaggressions and implicit bias in the workplace, and creating a culture of inclusivity. There's loads of speakers and it's amazing. So if you'd like to learn more about how you can connect to your body, how you can be more mindful, as well as learning all of this other really useful and interesting stuff around building your business and managing teams, I've put the description in the link below, and I would love to see you there. Otherwise, you can also check out some of my videos that I have, which are ways to do, how to do a daily body scan, why and how to do a daily body scan, 4 ways to connect to your body every day, to just start to build that awareness and that time into it. Even if you only take 5 minutes to start reconnecting, to start doing body movements, I also have a video about a 5-minute movement series you can do every day. So I'll link that below as well, because that's something that can help you connect to your body and loosen up your joints. And I'd love to know, do you think that you're in this category? Does this ring true for you, that you've realized that you're building stress in your body and tension in your body and you're not always aware of it? And let me know one thing that you're going to do, that you're going to start to build into your life to help bring that awareness back, so that your body doesn't feel like it just has to keep going. I can tell you from experience, it is not an instant process. I try to listen to my body, and there will still be times where it's been a few weeks and I'm like, oh, I've got all this tension that I didn't even realize I had. And I run a massage therapy clinic. So if anybody should be able to do it, it should be me, right? So let me know if this sounds like you, and one thing that you're going to do to connect to your self a little bit more, to open up the dialogue between your body and your brain. And if the conference sounds interesting to you, I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with anyone you know who might be building stress up in their body, and subscribe to the channel so that you can hear more videos or get notified when we have more videos. And if you're on Facebook, feel free to tag anybody in the comments who you think might find this useful. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.